So what could this mean when it comes to Zebec? I first want to clarify though that I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is financial advice. This is purely just my perspective and what I saw recently when it comes to in regard to Zebec, arguably I would say. And what is that? That's how I recently saw that Solana was allegedly ranked #1 in terms of top blockchains by transaction volume in Q1 of 2026. So basically in the first quarter of this year. Why do I think this could have even a relation in regard to Zebec? It's because we do know that Zebec does have an aspect of Solana. Even not that long ago, by the way, when Zebec was doing a lot better, but I'm saying I saw it become top 10 in terms of utility when it comes to Solana. Not to mention, Solana Ventures is a backer when it comes to Zebec. So if we kind of piece those, I guess, pieces of the puzzle in place, I think it showcases that Solana may be doing good, could hypothetically have an indirect somewhat impact when it comes to Zebec in terms of the perception and maybe in terms of the popularity moving forward. I mean, we'll wait and see, but this is just my pure speculation. And I think, again, it would only make sense that because Zebec does have an aspect of Solana, if Solana does pretty good, why would that be a bad thing when it comes to Zebec? Now, it'd be a little bit different if, let's say, Zebec, the major emphasis was that it had this really amazing aspect in regard to Cardano or Algorand or something like that. If that was the case, then why would Solana doing good have anything to do with Zebec? Again, it wouldn't really make sense at that point, but because Zebec's kind of main narrative, in my opinion, initially when I first believed in it, was having an aspect of Solana and all that, of course, if Solana does pretty good, then indirectly, I think it could somewhat be pretty cool as well when it comes to Zebec. Again, it'd be a completely different case if Zebec was really focused on Cardano or something like that, then okay, maybe it's a different case, but it's not the case here, in which case Zebec does have an aspect of Solana. Again, I just thought it was pretty cool. And when I take a look at this right here, is Zebec ever going to become the biggest project out there on Solana? I just don't see it personally, but it doesn't really need to anyways, because if I take a look at, again, Zebec back in 2025, at a certain point, the market cap was over 500 million. If ZBCN goes back to that from where it is as of right now, I really don't even need an altcoin season anymore, but even besides that point though, if Zebec could return to that, it would not make it the biggest project out there on Solana. It just wouldn't. But it doesn't need to, right? I mean, we clearly saw Zebec reach around a 500 million market cap last year without being the biggest project on Solana. So it never needs to be that massive, in my opinion. Like, the thing for me is, I do not need Zebec to ever become the #1 thing. No. Even within its own niche, I don't think it's ever going to become #1. Like, for instance, #1 is, of course, Ripple, #2 is Stellar, within its own niche, right? Like, Zebec doesn't need to overtake that. Like, why? Like, it doesn't need to. Personally, for me, not every single project out there is going to be #1. There's only one spot to be #1 in most cases, right? So when I take a look at Zebec, it doesn't really need to anyways, because even if we take a look at Zebec as of right now, market cap is around 260 million, in which case, if let's say Zebec were to match what its closest competitor, which is called Onyx, if it were to match what it did last year at its peak, like for instance, XCN last year reached around 1 billion in terms of market cap. ZBCN did not reach that much last year, reached around half of that, but let's say it did reach that. We're over 3 times lower than that. In which case, even at that point, I would have like zero need for an altcoin season anymore. Just for what at that point? Like, I'm not looking for the next best thing. I'm not looking for the next microcap to do this drastic movement or whatever. No, I'm not looking for that. All I'm looking for is a project that isn't too massive, not too small either, but I don't really need it to become the biggest ever. It's like, for instance, again, ZBCN goes back to around a 500 million market cap. If it maybe could even do that from where it is as of right now, I'm already happy. Now, if it could maybe go to around 1 billion in terms of market cap, like what Onyx did last year, I'd be even happier. But really beyond that, like, what's the point for me? It's like, for instance, I have some friends out there who are really happy because they have a lot of shoes. Now, of course, that's their hobby, that's their passion, and that's really cool in my opinion. But personally for me, I feel like sometimes enough is enough when it comes to my shoes. Like for instance, I only have 2 pairs of shoes because for what? Like I don't need that many. Imagine if I had 10. What would I do with it? Like I don't know, right? That's kind of my mindset. You know, it's like for instance, if Zebec goes back to around a 500 million market cap, like okay, I mean if it did better, I'd be happier, but I'm just saying, I'm already happy anyways at that point. Like I'm already happy with 2 pairs of shoes. I don't need any more. I seriously don't. I mean, unless, of course, I needed to change it, then yeah, that's a different case. But as long as I don't see a need in having any more. Like, for instance, I only have one backpack, and I'll actually show it. This is actually Air. In case anyone has heard of it, it's actually from San Francisco, I believe. I think it's based out in there. It's spelled like AER. I mean, they're not telling me to do this or anything. It's just something that I have. But I'm saying it's just to kind of showcase the example, right? That when it comes to me, sometimes I feel like enough is enough when it comes to the stuff that I have. I don't need any more than what I have in terms of like a backpack or my shoes or something like that. This is just my outlook though. But again, I'm just using this as a kind of example, right? I do find it to be pretty cool. Again, it's AER, but again, I'm just saying, this is the way I take a look at it. So personally, if someone tells me, oh, this random microcap did this major movement or this other project did this very fantastic movement, it's like cool, but I'm not looking for that though. I don't need that to be happy. Not to mention, I don't feel like, oh wow, I can't believe that happened. I'm holding this or no, I don't feel that way at all. Personally, for me, I feel like if ZBCN just goes back to its peak last year, I could care less about what these other projects do. I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for a microcap. I'm not looking for stuff like that. For one that makes it, keep in mind, there's a bunch that don't. Like, again, they're a microcap. Like, again, some microcaps out there could do these very dynamic movements, hypothetically, in some cases that I've seen. But it's like, who knows which one is actually going to do that? Maybe if I believe in like 300 or something like that, who knows if even a couple would do that, right? So that's why I don't focus on that. Sure, we see the ones that make it, but the ones that don't, we don't hear about it sometimes, right? It's like, for instance, we hear people posting about this random project doing this fantastic thing or whatever. They say it's this microcap that did this. But how about the hundreds or thousands out there that didn't do that? That's why I don't focus on that space. Sure, maybe one or two or a couple could do something, but I'm not focused on that. It's like, what, I have to believe in hundreds, so maybe one does something? Like, no, I'm not into that. That's not my style. I like a project that's a little bit more established, not too massive though, but I don't want a microcap. But yeah, besides that point though, I think when it comes to Zebec so far, I did like what I saw recently when it comes to that Solana statistic that I mentioned earlier on in the video, because of course, again, Zebec does have an aspect of Solana. So I felt like making a pretty quick video when it comes to that. However, I just want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a very nice day. It's only the captain, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.